In 2026, the real skill gap comes down to how you interact with these models, whether you use them to outsource the work or to accelerate your own expertise. Dumping prompts into a generic chatbot generates average quality work that looks exactly like everyone else's. You get the assignment done quickly, but you're just another gear in a mechanical output loop. Handing over the cognitive friction to an algorithm results in zero foundational retention. That debt comes due the second you're standing at a whiteboard during a technical interview or defending a thesis without a screen in front of you. We can map this choice using a matrix that weighs task automation against knowledge retention. High automation combined with low retention creates an outsourcing trap. It's where students end up when they let AI do the thinking. The goal is this green zone. Here, you use specialized tools to automate administrative friction, like formatting or environment setup, while strictly reserving the cognitive heavy lifting for yourself. Reaching that zone requires moving past generic chatbot lists and mapping specific platforms to the unique bottlenecks of your degree. For computer science and data students, the major hurdles involve hours lost to environment setup and localized syntax errors. Cursor AI solves this by building a native code editor that understands your entire codebase. It is incredibly effective, but it creates a massive temptation to hit tab and accept massive AI-generated blocks of code instantly. Accepting code in bulk builds catastrophic technical debt. The rule is to move line by line. If you cannot explain why a specific line changed, you do not accept it. GitHub Copilot, which is free through the Student Developer Pack, offers a similar advantage, but requires an intent-driven workflow. Force yourself to write your logic as a comment in plain English before the AI writes a single line. This clarifies your thinking and makes you a better architect, which pays off long after you've closed the editor. When you move from local development to training models, Google Colab eliminates the friction of local hardware. It provides free access to GPUs directly in the browser. You trade the complexity of local environment setup for a system that requires constant internet access and operates within cloud usage limits. Builders who prioritize line-by-line understanding over immediate compilation are the ones who actually pass whiteboard interviews. Humanities and social science majors face a different bottleneck: parsing dense academic jargon and executing massive literature reviews. Gemini Deep Research functions as an exploratory agent, planning multi-step approaches to broad academic queries. It produces an autonomously sourced, cited report in minutes. However, relying on this for your final draft leads to a generic voice and risks accidental plagiarism. Use the output strictly as an informational scaffold. Let the AI gather the data, then inject your own critical analysis to build the actual argument. For the specific problem of dense methodologies, SciSpace acts as a specialized translator. You can highlight confusing paragraphs in a peer-reviewed paper and have them explained in plain language, lowering the barrier to entry for complex research. Cautionary tone. This helps you move faster, but remember that AI summaries can occasionally strip away the nuanced caveats essential to academic work. Effective research in 2026 requires a clean division of labor. Let the AI organize the sources, but keep the synthesis for yourself. The optimizer profile covers any student overwhelmed by the volume of reading and initial drafting. NotebookLM handles this by creating a closed system grounded only in the lecture slides and PDFs you upload. It generates custom quizzes and podcast-style audio summaries of your material. The accuracy of these tools is directly linked to the quality of the curated notes you provide at the start. To speed up the output side of your workflow, WhisperFlow provides high-accuracy voice dictation. Dictating first drafts bypasses your inner editor, capturing thoughts at the speed of speech. This generates a high volume of raw text that requires focused structural editing later. For technical prep, NeetCode provides the structure, but you must enforce a 25-minute struggle rule, attempting problems without any AI assistance for nearly half an hour. This initial struggle acts as a biological necessity, forcing your brain to build the pattern recognition required to solve complex problems under pressure. Reinvest the time you save on administrative tasks into this kind of high-friction practice. Start viewing these platforms as senior lab partners, rather than infallible oracles. You are choosing to sacrifice the immediate ease of done-for-you AI to ensure you are actually building a marketable skill set. This table summarizes the AI tech stack. Builders use Cursor and Kaggle, never accepting unexplained code. Researchers leverage SciSpace and Perplexity to gather data, synthesizing it themselves. Optimizers use NotebookLM and WhisperFlow to eliminate friction, freeing time for learning. Access to these tools is universal, which means the competitive advantage has shifted toward the discipline required to use them for actual learning.